Daily things you need to improve in your life, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to change your life, you don't need a miracle. You don't need luck. What you need are simple daily disciplines. They're small things that, when done consistently, create a massive transformation. It's easy to neglect them. It's easy to brush them off. But the little things add up just like compound interest. Neglect them for too long, and one day you wake up wondering why your life is not where you want it to be. So what are these daily disciplines? One, master your mornings. How you start your day determines how you live your life. If you wake up late, sluggish and distracted, don't expect the day to be productive. Instead, take control of your morning. Get up with purpose. Move your body. Feed your mind. Set your intentions. Successful people don't leave their mornings to chance. They create a routine that empowers them. If you start strong, you build momentum, and that momentum carries you through the day. 2, sharpen your mind daily. They say formal education will make you a living, but self-education will make you a fortune. If you want to grow, you have to learn. Read something that challenges you. Listen to ideas that expand your thinking. Because here's the truth, if you don't program your mind, the world will do it for you. And the world is filled with negativity, fear, and distractions. The only way to guard against that is to take charge of your learning. Make personal growth a daily habit. 3, take control of your health. If you don't take care of your body, where will you live? You see, success isn't just about money, status, or fame. It's about energy. It's about longevity. If you don't have your health, what do you really have? Move every day, walk, run, lift weights, do something. Eat foods that fuel you, not just ones that taste good in the moment. Rest when your body needs it. Treat your body like the vehicle that will take you to your dreams, because if you neglect your health today, it will come back to collect later. And trust me, the price will be high for develop strong relationships. Your life is shaped by the people around you. You can't expect to grow if you're constantly surrounded by people who bring you down. Evaluate your relationships. Are they adding value to your life? Are they pushing you to be better? Or are they holding you back? Build a circle of people who challenge, inspire, and support you. And in return, be that person for someone else. Because success is not a solo journey, it's a shared one. 5, practice self-discipline and gratitude. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. But here's the catch, it's just as easy not to do them. That's why discipline is the key. You do the work even when you don't feel like it. Stay committed even when progress seems slow. Because consistency compounds over time, and before you know it, you've built a life others only dream about. And while you're working toward your goals, don't forget gratitude. Be grateful for where you are, even as you strive for more. Gratitude keeps your mind in the right place. It reminds you that success is a journey, not just a destination. Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you something. What kind of life do you want? Not in 10 years? Not next year? I mean today, right now, because let me tell you a secret, your future isn't created in one big moment. It's shaped by the things you do daily. The small disciplines, the tiny decisions. You don't wake up one day successful. You don't suddenly become healthy, wealthy, or wise overnight. No, success is built brick by brick through simple daily habits. And failure, it happens the same way through little acts of neglect. Life is a mirror. It reflects what you put into it. And if you're not careful, you'll go years wondering why nothing has changed, why you're stuck in the same place, facing the same struggles, living the same story. But today we change that. Because today I'm going to give you the blueprint, the 5 things you must improve daily if you want to transform your life. Number 1, master your mornings. If you win the morning, you win the day. Too many people wake up, grab their phone, scroll through distractions, and start their day on autopilot. That's not mastery, that's letting life happen to you. Successful people don't do that. They take charge of their mornings. They set intentions. They move their body. They feed their mind. They don't wait for motivation. They create it. Number 2, sharpen your mind daily. Your mind is either growing or shrinking, and the difference comes down to what you feed it. Every day you're either programming your mind with wisdom, knowledge, and an inspiration, or you're letting the world fill it with negativity, fear, and distraction. Read, learn, listen to ideas that challenge you, because the moment you stop growing, you start dying. Number 3, take control of your health. If you don't take care of your body, where will you live? Your health isn't just about looking good. It's about having the energy, the strength, the stamina, chase your dreams. Move every day, eat like you respect yourself, get enough rest, because without health, nothing else matters. Number 4, develop strong relationships. Who you surround yourself with determines where you go. Your circle is either lifting you up or pulling you down. There is no in between. You take a hard look at the people around you. Are they inspiring you, challenging you? Or are they holding you back? Build relationships with people who make you better, and in return, be that person for someone else. And finally, practice self-discipline and gratitude. Success isn't about talent. It's not about luck. It's about small daily disciplines, doing the things you know you should do, even when you don't feel like it. And while you work toward your goals, never forget gratitude, because your mind's strong. It reminds you that even as you strive for more, you already have so much to be thankful for. These 5 things, your mornings, your mind, your health, your relationships, and your discipline, these are the foundation. Master them and your life will never be the same. Now let's get to work. Your mornings set the tone for everything that follows. They are the foundation upon which your day is built, and if you don't take control of them, they will take control of you. It's a simple truth, yet most people overlook it. They wake up late, sluggish, without a plan, and wonder why their lives feel chaotic, why they struggle to get ahead. But look at successful people, people who are disciplined, people who achieve their goals, people who seem to have control over their lives. They all have one thing in common: they master their mornings. When you open your eyes in the morning, you are faced with a choice. You can either start your day with intention, with energy, with a commitment to getting better, or you can let the day drag you wherever it pleases. And if you let the day decide for you, it will take you nowhere you want to go. It will pull you into distractions. It will tempt you with comfort. It will leave you behind while others who took charge of their mornings are already miles ahead. The first moments of your day matter. They determine your energy, your focus, and your attitude. Wake up in a rush and you'll spend the rest of the day chasing after time, always feeling like you're behind. Wake up with no structure and you'll drift from one thing to the next without purpose, reacting instead of creating. But wake up with intention, wake up with a plan, with purpose, with discipline, and you will notice something remarkable. Your mind is sharper, your body is more energized, and your confidence starts to grow. You feel in control, you feel powerful. And when you start your day feeling powerful, nothing can stop you. Now, most people say they don't have time in the morning. They hit the snooze button because they think those extra 10 minutes of sleep will help them. But let me tell you the truth, the snooze button is stealing your success. Every time you hit snooze, you are training your mind to procrastinate before your day even begins. You are telling yourself that comfort is more important than discipline. And let me tell you, comfort has never created greatness. If you want to change your life, you must start by changing how you wake up. Get up with purpose. Move your body. It doesn't have to be an intense workout, but get your blood flowing. Stretch. Go for a walk. Do push-ups. When you move your body first thing in the morning, you shake off laziness, you wake up your mind, and you set a standard for the rest of the day. It tells your brain, we are not here to take it easy today. We are here to win. And it's not just about movement, it's about what you feed your mind. Too many people start their day scrolling through social media, filling their minds with noise, with negativity, with distractions that pull them away from their goals. Instead of reaching for your phone, reach for something that feeds your mind. Read a book that challenges you. Listen to something inspiring. Write down your goals. When you do this, you are programming your mind for success. You are setting the tone for the rest of the day. You are reminding yourself that today is not just another day, it's another opportunity to grow, to get better, to move closer to your dreams. You see, the difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't talent. It isn't luck, it's discipline. It's the ability to do the right things even when you don't feel like it. And there will be days when you don't feel like it. There will be mornings when you want to stay in bed, when you don't feel like exercising, when you don't feel like reading or setting goals or doing anything that moves you forward. But that's when it matters most. Because discipline is built in those moments when you push yourself, when you override your feelings and do what you know you must do. Imagine for a moment what your life would look like if you took complete control of your mornings. Imagine waking up every day with energy, with clarity, with a plan. Imagine moving through your day with confidence, knowing that you are in charge of your time, not the other way around. Imagine how much further you would be in a month, in a year, in 5 years, if every single morning you committed to improving yourself just a little bit. That's the power of a strong morning routine. The truth is, success is not built in a day. It is built in the daily habits, in the small disciplines that over time create extraordinary results. And your morning is where it all begins. If you can master your mornings, you can master your days. And if you can master your days, you can master your life. So don't leave it to chance. Decide right now that your mornings will no longer be wasted. Decide that from this moment forward, you will wake up with purpose, with intention, with discipline. Because the person who wins the morning wins the day, and the person who wins the day wins at life. Your mind is the most powerful tool you have. It is the engine that drives everything you do, the filter through which you see the world, and the source of every decision you make. If your mind is weak, your life will be weak. If your mind is undisciplined, your actions will be undisciplined. If your mind is filled with negativity, your life will reflect that negativity. But if you sharpen your mind daily, if you take control of what you feed it, if you train it like an athlete trains their body, then there is nothing you cannot achieve. Most people live their entire lives without realizing that their mind is being programmed every single day. Every conversation they have, every piece of news they consume, every distraction they entertain, every voice they listen to, it all shapes their thinking. And the problem is, most people don't program their own minds. They allow the world to do it for them. They let social media, television, gossip, fear, and negativity seep into their subconscious. And then they wonder why they struggle with confidence, motivation, and success. But here's the truth. The mind works just like a garden. If you plant seeds of wisdom, of discipline, of personal growth, you will reap a harvest of success and fulfillment. But if you allow weeds of doubt, fear, laziness, and negativity to take root, they will choke out your potential before it even has a chance to grow. And here's the most important thing about the mind. You don't just plant seeds once. You must tend to it daily. You must cultivate it, water it, remove the weeds, and ensure that it is always growing in the right direction. Every single day you are either getting sharper or you are getting duller. You are either growing or you are shrinking. There is no standing still. The moment you stop feeding your mind with new knowledge, with challenging ideas, with inspiring words, you begin to fall behind. The world is moving fast, and those who do not commit to learning are left in the dust. So what does it mean to sharpen your mind daily? It means making a commitment to learning. It means reading books that challenge your thinking, not just ones that entertain you. It means listening to people who have achieved more than you, who have walked the path before you, who can show you the way forward. It means questioning your own beliefs, pushing past your comfort zone, and forcing yourself to grow even when it's uncomfortable. Because growth is never comfortable. It requires effort. It requires humility. It requires the willingness to admit that you don't know everything and the hunger to keep learning anyway. The greatest leaders, the most successful people, the ones who truly make an impact in this world, they are lifelong learners. They never stop seeking wisdom. They never assume they have all the answers. They understand that every day is an opportunity to get better, to refine their thinking, to gain new insights that will push them further. And that is why they continue to rise while others plateau. Now, the challenge is that sharpening your mind is not always urgent. No one is going to force you to pick up a book. No one is going to demand that you listen to an educational podcast instead of watching mindless videos. No one is going to hold you accountable for what you feed your brain. And that's why most people neglect it. They tell themselves they'll get to it later. They convince themselves that they're too busy. They prioritize entertainment over education, comfort over growth. And years later, they find themselves stuck, wondering why they aren't where they want to be. But the truth is, success leaves clues. If you look at the people who have achieved greatness, you will see a pattern. They are always learning. They are always improving. They don't waste their mornings scrolling through nonsense. They don't spend hours arguing about things that don't matter. They are intentional about what they allow into their minds because they know that what goes in must come out. If you constantly feed your mind negativity, fear, gossip, distractions, and low-level thinking, then don't be surprised when your life reflects those things. But if you fill your mind with powerful ideas, with wisdom from people who have built great things, with knowledge that stretches you and makes you better, then your life will begin to reflect that as well. The input determines the output, and you have complete control over that input. Imagine what your life would look like if every day, instead of wasting time on things that don't serve you, you dedicated even just 1 hour to sharpening your mind. Imagine the person you become in a year, in 5 years, in 10 years if you made learning a daily habit. Imagine the confidence you would have, the opportunities you would create, the impact you could make simply by committing to growing your mind every single day. The people who succeed in life are not necessarily the smartest. They are not necessarily the most talented. But they are the ones who commit to getting better every day. They understand that knowledge compounds. They know that if they make just a little bit of progress every single day, over time, that progress will turn into massive results. So the question is, what are you doing daily to sharpen your mind? What are you reading? Who are you listening to? What are you learning? What are you doing to stretch yourself beyond where you are today? If you don't have an answer, that is your wake-up call. Because if you are not actively sharpening your mind, then by default you are letting it dull. And a dull mind will never cut through the challenges of life. Every single day you have a choice. You can either feed your mind with things that make you stronger, that make you wiser, that push you to grow, or you can let it be filled with distractions, entertainment, and noise that keep you stuck. And the choice you make daily will determine where you end up. So starting today, commit to sharpening your mind. Make learning a priority, not an afterthought. Seek wisdom. Challenge yourself. Read, listen, question, grow. Because if you can train your mind to be sharp, there is no obstacle you cannot overcome, no goal you cannot reach, no life you cannot create. And when you look back years from now, you will be grateful that you made the decision to get better every single day. Your body is the vessel that carries you through life. It is the machine that powers your ambitions, your dreams, your ability to show up every single day and give your best. And yet, so many people treat their bodies as if they are disposable, as if they can neglect them for years and still expect to perform at their highest level. But let me tell you something, your success, your energy, your ability to think clearly and act decisively all come down to one fundamental truth. If you don't take care of your body, it will not take care of you. And too many people live as if their health is an afterthought, something to be dealt with later, something that can be put off until it's absolutely necessary. But by the time they realize how much they've abused their bodies, it's often too late. They wake up one day feeling sluggish, exhausted, unable to focus, lacking the drive to push forward, and they wonder why. They assume it's just a part of life, just the way things are. But in reality, it is a direct result of their daily habits. What you do to your body every single day determines how much energy you have. It determines how sharp your mind is. It determines your ability to handle stress, to recover from setbacks, to stay strong when life throws challenges your way. When your body is weak, everything becomes harder. When your health is neglected, your goals suffer. Because success isn't just about mindset, it's about energy. It's about endurance. It's about making sure your body can handle the demands you place on it. Think about the people who achieve great things, the ones who are disciplined, focused, driven, the ones who wake up every day ready to attack their goals. These are not people who abuse their bodies. These are not people who treat their health as a secondary concern. These are people who understand that taking care of themselves is not an option, it is a necessity. If you want to operate at your best, you have to take care of your health like it is the foundation of everything you do, because it is. It starts with movement. Your body was designed to move. When you don't move, when you live a sedentary life, your body deteriorates. Your energy levels plummet. Your metabolism slows down. Your mind becomes foggy. Your motivation weakens. But the moment you start moving, whether it's walking, running, lifting weights, stretching, doing something to engage your body, you start to feel a shift. You start to wake up. Your energy returns. Your focus sharpens. Your confidence grows. And it's not just about exercise. It's about what you put into your body. Your body is like a high-performance vehicle. If you fill it with the wrong fuel, it won't run properly. Junk food, processed sugar, excessive caffeine, all the things that taste good in the moment but rob you of your vitality in the long run, these things will slow you down, hold you back, drain your ability to perform at your highest level. But when you start fueling your body with the right foods, lean proteins, vegetables, whole grains, clean sources of energy, you begin to feel the difference almost immediately. Your mind clears, your body functions better, you wake up feeling refreshed instead of exhausted. And then there's rest. People think they can grind endlessly, that they can push themselves to the limit without ever stopping to recover. But that's a mistake, because growth doesn't just happen in the work. Growth happens in the recovery. Your muscles don't get stronger while you're lifting weights. They get stronger when you rest and allow them to rebuild. Your brain doesn't function at its best when it's constantly overloaded. Functions at its best when you give it time to recharge. Sleep is not a luxury. It is not something to sacrifice in the name of hustle. It is one of the most critical components of high performance. If you are not sleeping enough, your focus will suffer, your discipline will weaken, your decision-making will become poor, and over time, your body will break down. This is not about looking good. This is not about vanity. This is about being able to perform at your highest level for as long as possible. Because here's the truth, your goals, your dreams, your ambitions, they all require energy. And energy doesn't come from motivation alone. It comes from how well you take care of yourself. If you want to be at your best, you must treat your body like the machine that it is. You must train it, fuel it, and rest it properly. And as part, it doesn't take massive changes. It takes small, consistent actions. You don't need to become a professional athlete. You don't need to live in the gym. You just need to move every day. You need to make better choices with your food. You need to prioritize rest, because these small actions compounded over time create incredible results. Imagine what your life would look like if you had limitless energy. Imagine waking up every morning feeling strong, clear-headed, ready to take on the day. Imagine having the endurance to push through challenges, to keep going when others get tired, to operate at a level most people can't even reach. That is what happens when you take control of your health. That is what happens when you treat your body with the care it deserves. But the opposite is also true. If you ignore your health, if you neglect your body, if you tell yourself that you'll take care of it later, then eventually you will pay the price. You will struggle to keep up. You will feel drained before the day even begins. You will fight battles that could have been avoided simply because you didn't take care of yourself. And that is a price too high to pay. So the choice is yours. You can continue to treat your body as an afterthought, hoping that somehow you'll still be able to achieve everything you want. Or you can decide right now that your health is a priority, that you will move your body every day, that you will fuel it with the right foods, that you will rest when you need to, that you will train yourself to operate at the highest level possible. Because when you take control of your health, you take control of your life. When you build strength, you build confidence. When you build endurance, you build resilience. When you build discipline in your body, you build discipline in your mind. And when you show up every single day with energy, focus, and drive, there is nothing, absolutely nothing that can stop you. Your environment shapes you in ways you don't even realize. The people you surround yourself with The conversations you engage in, the places you spend your time, these are not just background details. They are the silent forces that mold your thoughts, influence your actions, and determine the direction of your life. You might think you're in control, that your willpower is strong enough to resist negativity. But the truth is, no one is immune to their surroundings. No one can constantly rise above a toxic environment. If you want to grow, if you want to succeed, if you want to become the best version of yourself, you must take control of your environment. Most people never stop to evaluate the influences around them. They accept their environment as it is, not realizing that it is shaping their habits, their mindset, and their future. They spend time with people who complain, who make excuses, who settle for mediocrity, and they wonder why they struggle to stay motivated. They keep themselves in places that drain their energy, that pull them down instead of lifting them up, and they wonder why they feel stuck. But nothing in life changes until you make the decision to change what surrounds you. If you are serious about improving your life, you must be ruthless with your environment. You must audit the people around you. Who do you spend the most time with? Are they pushing you forward, or are they holding you back? Are they encouraging you, or are they filling your mind with doubt? Are they inspiring you, or are they keeping you comfortable? Because here's the truth, you become like the people you surround yourself with. Their attitudes, their habits, their standards, whether you realize it or not, they are shaping you every single day. If you want to be successful, you must surround yourself with successful people. If you want to be disciplined, you must be around disciplined people. If you want to think bigger, dream bigger, achieve bigger, then you must put yourself in an environment where that kind of thinking is normal. Because when you are surrounded by people who are constantly improving, who hold themselves to a higher standard, who refuse to settle, then that energy will pull you up. You won't even have to force yourself to grow. It will happen naturally because your environment demands it. But the opposite is also true. If you spend your time with people who complain, who make excuses, who settle for average, then you will absorb that energy as well. You might have the best intentions, the strongest willpower, but eventually you will find yourself lowering your standards to match those around you. That's how powerful your environment is. And it's not just about people. It's about everything in your surroundings. The books you read, the content you consume, the places you go, all of it matters. If you fill your mind with negativity, gossip, distractions, then don't be surprised when your mindset reflects that. But if you constantly expose yourself to powerful ideas, to wisdom, to knowledge that challenges you, then your thinking will begin to elevate. You will start seeing opportunities where you once saw obstacles. You will start believing in yourself at a higher level. Your environment should energize you. It should inspire you. It should remind you of what's possible. If it doesn't, you must change it. This is not about cutting people off harshly or making dramatic moves overnight. It's about being intentional. It's about making small, powerful shifts that put you in places and around people that push you forward. If you can't find the right people in your immediate circle, seek them out elsewhere. Listen to mentors through books, through podcasts, through videos. Surround yourself with their wisdom, even if you've never met them in person, because exposure matters. The more you expose yourself to success, the more it becomes normal to you. The more you expose yourself to greatness, the more you start believing it's possible for you. And sometimes it means making difficult choices. It means distancing yourself from relationships that drain you. It means leaving behind places that no longer serve you. It means letting go of habits that keep you stuck in the same cycle. This is not easy. It requires courage. It requires honesty with yourself. But the alternative is to stay in an environment that limits you, and that is far worse. Imagine waking up every day in a space that energizes you, surrounded by people who challenge you, engaged in conversations that inspire you. Imagine how much further you could go, how much more you could achieve simply by being in the right environment. This is not a luxury, it is a necessity, because your environment will either make you or break you. It will either push you toward your potential or keep you locked in a cycle of mediocrity. And the good news, you have control over it. You don't have to accept the environment you were given. You don't have to settle for the influences around you. You can create an environment that fuels your growth, that supports your dreams, that makes success inevitable. But you must be intentional. You must be willing to make changes. You must take responsibility for what surrounds you. Because at the end of the day, you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your environment. If your environment is weak, your results will be weak. If your environment is powerful, your results will be powerful. So choose wisely, take control, build an environment that forces you to grow, and watch how quickly your life begins to transform. Your attitude determines everything. It is the lens through which you see the world, the energy you bring into every situation, and the foundation upon which your success is built. A strong, positive, and resilient attitude is the difference between those who push through obstacles and those who give up at the first sign of difficulty. It is the deciding factor between those who turn setbacks into stepping stones and those who let failure define them. Attitude is everything, because life will not always go your way. There will be moments of struggle, moments of doubt, moments when you feel like nothing is working. And in those moments, your attitude will be the one thing that determines whether you keep going or whether you quit. Most people underestimate the power of their attitude. They think it's just about being positive, about smiling and pretending everything is fine. But attitude is much deeper than that. It is not just about being happy when things are good. It is about staying focused, disciplined, and determined even when things are tough. It is about choosing to see possibilities when others see problems. It is about taking full responsibility for your life instead of blaming circumstances, other people, or bad luck. Because here's the truth, no matter what happens, you always have control over your attitude. You may not be able to control what happens to you, but you can always control how you respond. And that response is what makes all the difference. Some people walk through life with a victim mentality. They believe life is unfair, that the odds are stacked against them, that other people have it easier. And because they believe this, they never take action to change their situation. They let circumstances dictate their emotions. They allow setbacks to defeat them. They wait for life to get better instead of working to make it better. And as a result, they stay stuck. But then there are those who refuse to accept anything less than what they want. They understand that challenges are part of the journey. They know that failure is not the end, it is simply feedback, a lesson to learn and grow from. They do not waste time complaining, blaming, or making excuses. They take full responsibility for their lives, and because of that, they create their own opportunities, their own success, their own breakthroughs. Your attitude is the foundation of everything you do. If you believe that success is possible for you, if you believe that you have the power to change your circumstances, if you believe that every challenge is simply another opportunity to grow, then nothing can stop you. But if you allow doubt, negativity, and self-pity to take control, then even the smallest obstacles will seem impossible to overcome. Your thoughts create your reality. What you focus on expands. If you focus on problems, you will always find more problems. If you focus on solutions, you will always find a way forward. One of the most powerful things you can do to improve your attitude is to take control of your self-talk. Every single day, your mind is running a conversation in the background. It is either lifting you up or tearing you down. It is either feeding you strength or feeding you fear. And the problem is most people don't even realize how negative their self-talk is. They tell themselves they're not good enough. They tell themselves they'll never succeed. They tell themselves it's too late, too hard, too impossible. And then they wonder why they feel stuck. But the truth is, if you speak to yourself in a way that builds confidence, that reinforces belief, that reminds you of your strength, then over time your attitude will shift. Instead of saying, I can't do this, start saying, I will find a way. Instead of saying, I always failing, every failure is a lesson that brings me closer to success. Instead of saying, this is too hard, start saying, I am strong enough to handle this. Because your words shape your beliefs, and your beliefs shape your actions. Another key to developing a strong attitude is gratitude. Most people spend their days focusing on what's missing, on what's wrong, on what they don't have. And because they focus on lack, they feel discouraged, frustrated, and stuck. But the most successful people, the most resilient people, they do the opposite. They focus on what they do have. They appreciate the small things. They train their minds to see the good even in difficult situations. And because of that, they create more opportunities, more success, more happiness. The gratitude is not just a feel-good practice. It is a strategy for shifting your mindset, for seeing life through a lens of abundance instead of scarcity. When you start every day with gratitude, you train your mind to look for the positive, and over time, that habit becomes a natural part of who you are. But attitude is not just about thinking positive, it is about taking action. It is about showing up every day with energy, enthusiasm, and determination. It is about being the kind of person who brings solutions instead of complaints, one is away instead of making excuses, who refuses to let circumstances dictate their future. Your attitude is your greatest weapon in life, and the best part is you have complete control over it. You get to decide how you show up. You get to decide whether you see obstacles as roadblocks or as challenges to overcome. You get to decide whether you let failure defeat you or whether you use it to grow stronger. Imagine how different your life would be if you made the decision to control your attitude every single day. Imagine if you refused to let negativity take hold. Imagine if you trained yourself to focus on solutions instead of problems. Imagine if you carried yourself with confidence, with strength, with the mindset of a champion. Because the truth is, that version of you already exists. It's just waiting for you to tap into it. The question is, are you willing to do what it takes? Are you willing to be intentional about your thoughts, your words, your energy? Are you willing to take responsibility for your life instead of blaming circumstances? Are you willing to wake up every day and choose an attitude that moves you forward instead of holding you back? Because if you are, then nothing can stop you. Success is not just about talent, intelligence, or luck. It is about the mindset you bring into every situation. It is about the way you respond when things get tough. It is about the attitude you carry no matter what life throws at you. There will always be challenges. There will always be obstacles. There will always be reasons to feel discouraged. But there will also always be opportunities. There will always be solutions. There will always be a way forward. And the people who win in life are the ones who focus on that. The ones who refuse to let anything shake their determination. The ones who keep moving forward no matter what. So decide right now that you will take control of your attitude. Decide that you will not let fear, doubt, or negativity run your life. Decide that you will be the kind of person who finds a way, who keeps pushing, who never gives up. Because when you do that, when you commit to showing up every day with a powerful attitude, then success is inevitable. You will not just survive, you will thrive. You will not just get by, you will rise. Get by, you will rise. And years from now, when you look back, you will see that the single most important decision you ever made was the decision to take control of your mindset, your energy, your attitude. Because that is the foundation of everything. At the end of the day, your life is shaped by the choices you make every single day. The small decisions, the daily habits, the mindset you carry, it all adds up. You are not simply a product of your circumstances. You are a product of how you respond to them. Every challenge, every setback, every difficulty is an opportunity for growth, but only if you choose to see it that way. Your health, your discipline, your environment, your relationships, and your attitude, these are the pillars that determine the quality of your life. If you ignore them, if you leave them to chance, then your results will be uncertain. But if you take control, if you decide to be intentional, if you make the commitment to improve just a little bit every single day, then over time you will build a life that is unshakable. No one is coming to do it for you. No one is going to hand you success. No one is going to force you to become better. It is your responsibility, and that is the greatest power you have, the power to choose. The power to wake up every morning and decide that you will take care of your body, that you will strengthen your discipline, that you will surround yourself with the right people, that you will control your attitude no matter what happens. Because when you take control of these things, you take control of your future. You set yourself apart. You put yourself in a position where success is no longer a matter of luck, but a matter of certainty. And when you do that, when you commit fully to your own growth, there is no limit to what you can achieve. So the question is, what will you choose? Will you continue to let life push you around, or will you step up and take control? Will you continue to make excuses, or will you take responsibility? Will you settle for average, or will you demand more from yourself? The choice is yours. And the life you create will be a direct reflection of that choice.